The RTK Series Trencher is designed to tackle your biggest trenching jobs with ease. The RTK series can be configured to trench between 24 and 48 inches and can be equipped with a 4 or 6 inch chain width. The stand-on platform makes extended trenching easier, and as with all Barreto machines, the easy-to-access engine and hydraulic components make maintenance a breeze. General safety instructions. To use the RTK, you must be over 18 years old, of sound body and mind, and familiar with the machine as taught to you by someone with experience. You must also read and understand all safety messages and instructions in the operator's manual. Pay special attention to the safety decals fixed to the body of the trencher near specific hazard points. The RTK must always be operated in full compliance with all state, local, and national regulations, including OSHA regulations. Never operate the RTK under the influence of alcohol, drugs, prescriptions that prohibit operation of machinery, or any other substances that impair your cognitive or physical ability. Always wear proper PPE while moving or operating the machine. This includes eye protection like safety glasses or a full face shield, a hard hat, gloves, and boots. If you're working near traffic, wear reflective clothes. Never wear loose-fitting clothing, jewelry, or anything which could get caught, and keep your head and facial hair pulled back while operating the machine. Always wear hearing protection like earplugs while operating. Extended exposure to loud noises might reduce your ability to hear over time. While moving or operating the trencher, stay clear of any moving parts. The trenching chain, teeth, tracks, and auger especially can cause serious injury and even death. While operating, never touch the hydraulic parts. Hydraulic fluid is under extreme pressure and can cause burns or poisoning. When operating, always stay clear of any debris flying from the trencher. Always operate the machine outdoors and avoid standing near or breathing in the engine exhaust and fumes. Also avoid operating near flames, sparks, or flammable dust or vapors. If possible, keep a fire extinguisher capable of extinguishing Class A, B, and C fires near you while you operate. Only operate when there's enough light, either natural or artificial, and allow for plenty of side and overhead clearance between the machine and buildings, fences, trees, and other obstacles. Never leave the trencher unattended while the engine runs. Always park on a level surface and always use the parking brake. Avoid the teeth of the dig chain even when the engine is off, except when doing maintenance. Only the operator is allowed to stand on the trencher at the operator station. Never allow anybody else to stand or ride on the machine. Never lift the trencher over any person. If the trencher tips, that person could be crushed. The RTK is designed for trenching in normal ground for depths up to 48 inches. Frozen or hard-packed soil or soil with high clay content or larger stones should not be trenched. Instead, consider using a backhoe for these types of digs. Always perform a worksite assessment when you arrive on site. If possible, pick a worksite free from bystanders. If you cannot avoid having others on the worksite, keep all observers or co-workers at a safe distance from the machine, and use traffic flag personnel, signs, cones, and lighting devices to warn or divert traffic and pedestrians. Stop the machine immediately if anyone comes too close. Always call 811 before you trench. If you don't, you may cause an accident, interruption of services, damage the environment, or even hurt someone. If after doing so you still hit an underground utility or pipe, immediately call 911. Loading and transporting the machine. We recommend transporting the RTK with a Barreto 4x6 TBT tilt bed trailer. We do not recommend loading the trencher onto a truck bed using ramps. Before you tow, be sure that the towing vehicle has a 2-inch, 5-centimeter ball mount which is in good repair and securely fastened. Secure the trailer coupler to the ball. Cross the safety chains under the trailer tongue to prevent it dropping to the road if the trailer comes loose. Never leave enough slack for the chains to drag on the ground, or leave too little so the chains are drawn too tight. Attach the safety chains to the vehicle so they cannot come off accidentally. To load the trencher, unlatch the tilt bed latch pin to tip up the trailer bed. Leave the pin where the spring-loaded action will engage with the latch when the trailer levels out. Start up the trencher and raise the boom. Line up the trencher with dig chain toward the trailer. Throttle down the engine and drive the trencher forward at half speed onto the trailer bed. Be careful of losing traction and stay aware in case you lose control. As the weight of the trencher reaches the trailer balance point, the bed will level out. Secure the trencher using the tie-down chains and binder. Position the trencher to allow for adequate tongue weight and clearance between the boom and rear of the towing vehicle. Loop the front tie-down chain through D-ring on front of trencher and into the keyhole slot in the mount. Back up trencher until the front chain is completely tight. Reduce the throttle to idle. Turn off the ignition switch. Close the fuel shutoff valve. If you don't, fuel could leak into the cylinder and crankcase, and damage from this is not covered under warranty. Loop the rear tie-down chain through the chain loops on the trencher and D-rings on the trailer. Hook onto the binder and tighten down. Never attach the tie-down load to the quick link. This link is only for holding the chain when not in use. Before you leave, make sure the trailer tilt bed latch pin is engaged. As you drive, allow for extra clearance around your vehicle, and stop after a few blocks to check your load and retighten the hitch to the ball if necessary. Always use extreme caution and drive slow. Unloading the machine. When you arrive on site, park the vehicle and trailer on level ground. Always do a site assessment first. Look around for any conditions or obstructions that could hinder trenching or make operating the machine unsafe for anyone. If there's a source of sparks, flames, or unknown vapors nearby, do not operate. Once you complete your assessment, remove all chains and binders connecting the trencher to trailer. Unlatch the trailer tilt bed latch pin and rotate the latch pin handle to lock it open. Start up the machine. Carefully drive the trencher backwards using the controls. As the weight of the trencher reaches the trailer balance point, the trailer bed will tilt up. Continue until the trencher is level on the ground. Level out the trailer when you're done. For instructions on loading and unloading with a hoist or emergency towing, consult your owner's manual. Before you operate. Before you start the engine, look to make sure nothing is worn or damaged on the machine. Replace any worn or damaged parts. Service your engine and add necessary fluids every time before you start. Fluids may not have been added by the previous operator, and operating without oil or hydraulic fluid can seriously damage your machine. Also, familiarize yourself with the controls. The keyed ignition switch and throttle are located on the engine control pod mounted to the right-hand side of the engine. Use the ignition switch to start the machine. The choke is mounted on either the engine control pod or the left-hand side of the control panel. The track control levers are located on the far right of the control panel. Use these levers to move and steer the machine. The adjustable trenching control is located just below the track control levers. When you're ready to trench, push the ATC into place and tighten each knob to fine-tune the trenching direction and speed. The digging boom control lever is located on the left of the control panel. This lever is used to raise and lower the boom. To lower the boom, push the boom control lever up. To raise the boom, push the boom control lever down. The trench chain control lever is located on the far right of the control panel. To trench, pull the lever to the left and hold the trench lever down. To stop, let go and the lever will spring back to neutral and stop the chain. Push the lever to the right to reverse the chain and remove debris. Never tape any levers down. Doing so could result in injury or even death. The parking brake is located behind the left-hand track motor. Push it left to engage the brake and right to disengage. Always use it when you park. Starting and operating the machine. Open the fuel shutoff valve. If starting the engine cold, close the choke. If restarting the engine warm, leave it open. Pull back the throttle about 1/3 and turn the ignition key to the start position until it starts. If the engine doesn't start after 10 seconds, release the key, wait 10 seconds and try again. Once it's started, release the key and move the choke control to half. Wait for 30 to 60 seconds before fully opening the choke. For starting in cold weather conditions, or if you have to jump start your engine, consult your owner's manual. Once started, navigate to the trenching location at a safe speed. Direct and move the machine with the track control levers. Pushing the left or right track control lever forward causes that track to go forward, and pulling the levers back causes the tracks to go in reverse. Moving the track control lever of a particular track further from neutral increases the speed in that direction. Steer the trencher by moving one track control lever farther forward or backwards than the other. This will cause each track to move at a different speed, turning the trencher. Always drive at a speed appropriate for your environment. When driving, avoid inclines, drop-offs, and embankments. Never drive next to a current trench as it could collapse the bank, rolling the machine. A 20-degree incline is allowed, but if the machine is driven on a slope greater than 20 degrees, it will shut down automatically. Position the trencher to start the trench. Remember, the trencher is designed to dig while driving in reverse. Once the trencher is positioned, do a quick function check before you start. If you release the trench or track control levers, their respective functions should always stop right away. After you finish your function check, turn up the throttle to maximum. Engage the trench lever. Push the boom control up, lowering the digging chain. If the trencher bounces a little when lowering the boom, try lowering it slower. You can move the trencher backwards a bit while lowering the boom to reduce the bounce as well. Always adjust the boom lowering speed for soil conditions as necessary. Never overload the engine. If the engine lugs down or the digging chain slows down, raise the boom until speed increases. Then continue lowering the boom slowly. Never attempt to force the boom down faster than the digging chain can remove material. When ready, pull the track control levers backwards to trench. After the job. After trenching is complete, move the trencher to level ground and park. Never park on a slope. Lower the boom onto the ground and engage the parking brake. Turn down the throttle to idle and turn off the ignition switch. Remove the key and turn off the fuel shutoff valve. Failure to turn off the fuel shutoff valve can seriously damage your engine. Let the machine cool entirely before performing maintenance, cleaning, or touching the engine, hydraulic lines, or hydraulic fluid. Once cool, spray down the trencher. After it's clean, operate the trencher briefly to remove the water from the parts. Once you return to the shop, complete all required cleaning, lubrication, battery, and general maintenance. For specifics on these tasks, consult your owner's manual. For more information, visit www.barretomfg.com or consult your owner's manual.